Alright guys, back in the video, and this time we're going to be doing something a little different, and I'm going to do this more often. I feel like it's very helpful for people that haven't been playing the game as often and or are new or don't keep up with the meta as much and want to get back into the game to see where prices align and how cheap it is to get back into the game or how expensive it can be. Now, shout out to my team and the website. If you see the Dalamac presents Tournament Power right here, it's pretty interesting. We have a big money tournament coming to Vegas. It's gonna be, hopefully it's gonna be the biggest event in card game history for Dragon Ball, but we'll see how that turns out. Please check it out and follow all the stuff on the website. Build your decks here, create your login, and you can see that a bunch of people are building Bulma decks. Enzo Masu, Android 18, Dende, that's me. Something I'm working on. I'm not sure if it's good enough yet for showing you guys, but it's pretty neat. You can check out other content creators on the left if you haven't checked that before. That's enough for that. And also shout out to my sponsor, Beardy Collectibles. They have beardycollectibles.com. But onto the video. So I'm going to use TCG Player as the best tool for showcasing you how to look at prices and how to figure out what's best for you to pick up. Or if you don't have these cards already, you should probably do so. Just to have them, even if you don't play them initially, just to have these cards, even if you can just buy the Magnificent Collection, get all those like new cards that are just guaranteed in the box. It's pretty interesting how you can just eventually these cards will be worth more money. Now, Paragus Bearer, this card's amazing. Just make sure you have these. The non-foils are just fine. Just make sure you have a play set of that card. Now, this is on the best selling for Dragon Ball Super in general right now, and I'm going to go on to specific cards that are not here that you should be looking at if you don't have them already. Now, so we got Paragus the Forbearer, Topo Righteous 8. If you see this card's over $8, market price $8.80. The card's amazing, but make sure you have your playset if you're playing red at all. And even if you're not playing red at all, it's good to have this card. It's splashable 1 red. Hell, you could just charge a Champa and then have your Topo live. It's a pretty good card. And if you see, there's a lot of Broly related things here and the best selling stuff, and there's staples like Desperate Measures that are new from the draft box, and Nimbus for new players coming into the game. They got the original Nimbus. It's already $1. If you have Nimbuses, I don't know how many Nimbuses, but if I might want to list them. I have so many. And now I'm not saying go in here and hoard the market. I'm just saying these are cards you should look out for because they're best selling. If you don't have them already, you should probably have them. Gogeta from the Magnificent Collection. All these cards are guaranteed. So if you just buy the Magnificent Collection, like I did from the Beard, you would have all these cards, and you won't have to worry about paying $2 and some change per of these commons, and then you can just get them. Now, these Magnificent Collection cards do have foil versions. I got rid of mine for the most part, but they are pretty pricey because they're kind of hard to get because you have to spend quite a bit to get the Magnificent Collections. I'm just scrolling through these just to show you most of its Magnificent Collection on the first page. Now, to what I really want to talk about. So, if you don't have this card already, why don't you? Even if you're not a baby player, this card, illicit median, $2 right now. $2 and change. If you order them straight out as a 1 copy because it's shipping, $2. Now, in my opinion, the cards like this should hold value. You need 4 of them, like I have here. You have 4 of them. You need 4 of them if you're going to play Baby. And they're going to continue to support Baby. And if you want to play Baby, you should already have this card. But if you don't, you should get them now. The card is very powerful. It's like a bottomless trap hole. It draws you a card. And it draws you cards on your turn and your opponent's turn. Well, the first one was played. So, the card is very powerful. Be on the lookout for this card being played more. It's just super good. Along with the promo. I'm not going to really go into detail about too much. Like, you can see the cards that are related to the deck here. If you don't have these cards already, just go and get them. Most of us under 20 cents. But yes, this card, I don't understand how cards like this can hold a $2 price point and maintain it because it should be more. It's a super rare from set 4. Set 4. You should have this card, and if you don't already, go ahead and get them now for they're expensive. Okay, so if you don't have Janemba cards already, and that includes every type of Janemba card, and you like blue, if you haven't noticed, Bandai really wants to support this archetype. A lot of these cards are super cheap. As you see, Demon Sword 20 cents, and the promos 15 cents. The super rare is under $1. If you can find them, like, it's super cheap. And that card, and there's an SPR version if you like to bling out a little bit. They're like $6 now, and all these rares, they're not expensive, but right, it's just good to have these cards because no, I want to say Konami because I play Yu-Gi-Oh so much, but Bandai wants to support this archetype, and as you see, they keep giving us good cards for the archetype, and a lot of the format they're pushing it towards right now allows us to play cards from the drop because you have the burst leader, and I'm not talking about the mill yourself leader. They're talking about the mill. I'm talking about you mill yourself leader, not the get decked out. I'm gonna deck you out leader. That's what I'm gonna be very specific here. If you want to play the other leader, obviously that's good, but they're pushing us toward a format where counter plays and counters in general are a big part of the format. But we have Janemba, which the leader says go ahead and discard 3 if you want to counter. And if I discard multiple times, you got to discard 6 or 9 or whatever. So it's pretty crazy how they keep wanting to make that archetype powerful. So I would be at least having 3 to 4 copies of each Janemba card, super rare, common, promos, etc. So, Mira. If you don't have your Miras already, I feel bad for you because they just keep going up. The card didn't get banned, and a lot of people were expecting to get touched on the ban list. As you see, they're $12.99 here at the low. Market price of 10, so you see it's going up. But then you got Mira Assault from Disguise. It went from about $5, $6 to almost $12. Now, if you don't have at least 2 to 3 copies of these cards, you're already behind. I think having 2 Mira Assault from Disguise is fine. If you 3 max, and this is 5K, so it's not that bad. But it costs 1. And then untest one of your opponent's turn, but you have to have 7 in your drop. So 3 with max would be something I would carry, unless you really want to have 4 for fun 6. And then you at least need 2 to 3 Mira just in case. And if you play Toa, you obviously already have 4 of these. And foil versions of these black cards and stuff like that. Yeah. Also, if you don't have Miraculous Comeback Gohan, it popped up on screen. It's an old super rare from set 2. I don't understand how some of these cards just maintain a cheap price point whenever they're actually pretty powerful and kind of hard to come by now. $3 is pretty cheap. If you don't have a playset already, or at least 2 to 3, go ahead and get them. So, Senzu Bean. If you're a new player or you're an old player, you can have a stack of Senzu Beans and it still won't be enough. So, because Senzu Bean goes almost every deck, and you got the new art from the Magnificent Collection. $2 and some change right now. $3 is what it says for market price because you got shipping stuff. But if you don't already have a playset of these, and it comes with a playset in the Magnificent Collection for Gogeta, so you might as well just get that, and you'll have a $12 playset of Senzu Beans plus whatever comes in the box, which is Unbreakable, Alternate Art, etc. So, and also if you don't already have these cool arts, it's up to you if you want them. Then you got the championship ones. A lot of people are thinking these are going to be really expensive, and I did too at first, but then I realized how quick people wanted to move them. So later on, these may go up in price. So even though I still think the original foil art, like alternate art, is better because it's textured, this one's not. It's just stamped. Texture is better than stamped, so I sold my stamped ones. But Senzu Bean, best card in the game. If you don't have a 4 already, or 8 or 12, go ahead and get them. So Draft Box 4. So from now on, we're gonna have a, how do I explain it? We're gonna have a draft box come out very often. I think it's every other set we get a draft box now. Draft Box 5 and 6 have already been spoiled that we're getting those, and they're gonna be all new cards, so it's like a brand new set, but they're gonna be a little harder to get super rares, just like in this set, but a little easier in that set than this set because we had old cards in this draft box. So I'm not sure if they'll hold this $50 price tag. Around $45 is still pretty pricey, right? But nonetheless, these cards are very powerful, and if you don't already have 2 Ultra Instinct Goku at least, you're behind. You should have got them when they're $20-something. Now they're $50. Now, I had 4. I traded 2 towards 2 Great Apes, and then I picked up 2 Great Apes. So I thought that was pretty fair because I needed the Great Apes myself. I was borrowing them for Nationals. So now I have my 4 Apes. Now, this card, I don't expect you to just shell out 4 if you're not guaranteed to play a Broly Ape strategy or a yellow strategy in general, but this card will forever be good until they make it to where it's power crept, but I'm not sure how they can power creep a 2-drop 20k double striker that rests the battle card and draws your card, and it can do it your opponent's turn or your turn. It's pretty powerful. I expect this card to see play for a long time. So if you don't already have them, get them. Also, if you played Red, this is the only way I would tell you to buy cards like Gallic Cannon and Super Saiyan Vegeta, and you only specialize in Red, or do you plan on playing Red, like Pan, or anything like that, or Gogeta, please have this card. Both of these cards, anyways. The Gallic Cannon's a little... I would wait on the Gallic Cannons, but the Vegeta itself is $27. We can get it for around $24, $25 online from Facebook, whatever. Get them. The Auction Center also is a great place to find some of these cards for cheaper than they are in TCG. So if you're not ordering from TCG or you're not ordering from a website, check out the Auction Center and the Candy Shop and Xenoblack Market, etc. and try to find your cards for cheaper. Piccolo has similar ability. I feel this card's a little hyped right now. 4 cost is pretty high. No World Peace around anymore. Well, soon anyways. And then paying 4 for this, if you're not awakening that turn or whatever, and you're not guaranteed to keep a battle card on board, it's probably not the best card to tap 4 for unless you're really guaranteeing yourself to, I don't know, for you to win the game. So I'm not sure if it's too hyped, but I think max I would pay for this card is $8. Like it was originally. Mira, I already talked about you. Now, Great Ape, Son Goku, Saiyan Instincts. This is one of the cards I really wanted to talk about. And with Beerus around the corner, and then him being able to discard this, the burst leaders being able to burst this, the ability to just anti-hand control whenever your opponent's just trying to spam any type of hand destruction, you can discard this and recycle your hand. It's also yellow for a rival. You can draw 2 later on in the game whenever you need it. It's just a very powerful card. If you don't have at least 2 to 3, I would say, you're behind. You should have got them when they were a little cheaper. Now they're $14, and they were $15 the other day, so I've been checking on these, just making sure that they're stabilizing before I say anything about them. Now, Fuse Zamasu, Dita's Wrath. I understand a lot of people like this Zamasu stuff, but I do think it's a little high right now. I do expect this card to go down a little bit to around $8 market price, but it's kind of hard to get still, so it may stay around this price just because it's hard to get. Now, this is mainly draft box stuff I'm speaking of right now. If you don't already have commons and uncommons that are new from this set, I would, like Topo, etc., you should most definitely get those. And also, this card got bought out thanks to Pat. That's all I really have to say about it. It's almost $20 now. I got my playset for $20, but you see the market price is $8. I'm not sure where this card will fall, but if you don't get these eventually, they will probably stay around $15. So I'm gonna guess, but they probably will to drop to $12 whenever the format is a little too fast for it because it does tap 2. But it does bounce 3 drop or less, so it can be like an opposite to Source of Power or Digging Deep and cards alike. The dual color cards, just make sure you get a playset of the ones if you're actually playing those colors. If you're not, I would stay away from them because they are kind of pricey to get a playset of. And Bardock's pretty cool if you don't have them. So, for example, I like the blue-green cards and the red-green cards and the blue-yellow and the red-blue. Anything related to blue or red, I like those. I'm not really sure if I like red-yellow too much, but so this one's tanking a little bit, but it's only a few listings, so I wouldn't expect it to stay down low. And that's pretty much it, minus the good rares like Goku Black and Jiren. If you don't have those already, try to get them. The dual power rares are pretty interesting if you don't have them and you're not planning on using them. Go ahead and get them. But if you're not, I would stay away from getting them. And make sure you get your red staples like Pan. I expect a lot of people to like the red color and mono red in general. But, and at all costs, obviously. So, that's it for the draft box. Sorry if I went a little too long there. Still trying to get used to this kind of setup and the way to talk about these things. But make sure you have your 4-star balls. 4-star ball is... It's just an amazing card, splashable with Familiar Bonds, just free pluses, and whenever you're using it in Kid Goku, which is a good deck and will probably forever be a decent deck, make sure you have at least, if you're playing it for Familiar Bonds, have your 3 copies. If you're playing it for anything else, like Kid Goku itself, you need probably to keep 6. 5 to 6 is a fair number to keep. Now, the pivotal card in the format. Food the Dark Banisher is only like $2 right now. But if you don't already have your special anniversary set cards and your staples from that set, you're behind. These cards are very powerful, and I want to show you that the foil is not that expensive right now. Like some of these foils are dropping right now, but they will probably rise because I don't see them getting a reprint. And if they do get reprinted, my bad, maybe an alternate art, but it won't be originals. There's only 2 listings here. If you want to snatch those up, one's $10, and the other's $6 and change. I don't expect this card to stay cheap for long whenever it's going to be a pivotal card in the format. And if you don't already have foils of this, basically those are the main ones. This, and this. They're staple kind of cards, but mainly the Kai and the Bardock and the Fu are the main expensive ones, along with the obviously alternate art, Saint Kaba, and etc. Stuff like that. But that's all I wanted to talk about today. If you like this type of video, please leave us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and comment what you like about this kind of video and what you learn from it. Make sure you have your staples is mainly what I want to say if you're new and you have stayed as long to watch the video. Please comment below and subscribe, just like I said before. Deuces.